Welcome back to hour number 3 of the West Marches. So our party has just finished speaking with Baldred, who had to put on a robe, and he gave you 100 gold pieces to split between yourselves as an advance on the quest that you were taking to go to this lake, out to an island to get the urn that's constantly producing water. Was there anything that y'all wanted to do before leaving?
So suppose your vision is wrong and we go to this island and there isn't an urn of infinite water. What will be the arrangement then?
Oh, well, I guess if like there is no urn there, then someone else must have got to it first. Gosh, I don't know. You can keep the 100 gold, but I can't really pay you 300 gold for something you don't bring me, right? Like that doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not really fair, man. Mm-hmm. But if it's there and you bring it back, I'll give you the other 200. Yeah.
You are an honest fellow.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
How do we bring the urn back? Won't it create a trail of water wherever we go?
Yeah, probably that's what would happen. Yeah.
Is there any way to stop the water?
I don't really think it's an urn of sometimes making water all the time and sometimes not. I think it's really just an urn of making water all the time.
Wouldn't that be even more dangerous for us?
Is water dangerous to you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to like make any assumptions about you based on what you look like or anything like that. Maybe you can't cross flowing water or something. I don't know a lot about
Why would I be
people.
afraid of water?
I don't know, but it seems like maybe you are.
Aren't you like, don't cats like not like water? I don't know. I mean, I'm not making assumptions. Please don't.
Yeah, we're not making assumptions here. We just don't know a lot about you people here.
We have many enemies.
And water too. Okay, that's fine, man. I understand.
They can follow us very easily if we left a trail wherever we go.
All right, as
the
amusing
water
as this
enemies.
is, we have an urn to get. I leave.
Okay, and the others of you? I think there's probably a scene that's an extended leave taking where Baldred is just very confused about your concerns about leaving a trail of water behind you. He does tell you that the lake is located, let's see, where are you? What? There we go, good. The lake is located about a day southeast of here.
I sort of leave. I just follow behind Donald, trying to think of how we can get this water without drowning ourselves.
It's quite easy. You put the lid on the urn.
Oh, I never thought of that.
I'm not sure that would work.
He makes it clear that it's not exploding with water. It's not like a fire hose, right? It's a trickle. Water is flowing out of it like a gentle stream.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah. So if you were to head east first, southeast really, you would be heading into the Rafen, which is a swampy area that surrounds this lake. If you were to head south first, you'd be heading into the southern Ellen Plains, which do also border the lake. So the choice is kind of up to you.
I don't want to go in a
What is
swamp.
known to be more dangerous?
Once you leave the confines of the central Ellen Plains, pretty much all of the wilds are dangerous. You're stepping into an area that is much less inhabited by humans, much less civilized, and much stranger.
I don't really want to go through. You said swamps, right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I don't like swamps. I think we should avoid swamps.
That is a fine call. Let us walk the border of the swamp and the plain.
Nice. All right.
Staying on the plain side, of course.
You head off to the south. Are you going to spend the night at Baldred's first? It's closing on evening. You could probably get 2 hours of travel or so out of the way if you wanted to, but it's up to you.
Of course, we'll take the free stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's happy to let you stay. He passes around the pipe for anybody who wants to partake. 1 gold. He prepares a nice filling meal of stew and freshly baked bread for the 4 of you. He pulls out pallets and places them on the ground, and you all get a nice restful sleep. So, now it is day number 3. You still have 2 travel actions left. You're still traveling stealthily. You said you were going to start heading directly south, following the border between the swamp and the plains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Donald, you're leading the party?
Sure thing.
Great.
Onward.
Let me see. I need to pull up the rules for overland travel. Hold, please. Yes. Cool. Great. So go ahead and roll 1d100. $63. Ah, all right. Now, you can sort of tell, Donald, that as you're traveling, you're not really paying attention to where you're going, since you're just trying to follow the border between the plains and the swamps. You're keeping the plains on your right, the swamps on your left, you're just heading south. You're sort of zoning in and out as you go. You can tell that if you weren't following a natural feature, you probably wouldn't be nearly as accurate in your travels. You can, like, you just sort of have that feeling where if you didn't really know where you were going, you'd probably get pretty lost. Fortunately for you, you are just following a natural feature, and it's very easy to just go down along the border between the swamps and the plains. So after about a day of travel, after about 8 hours of traveling the borders between the swamps and the plains, and there's this marshy expanse where the ground is just a little bit soggy, but it's not really swamp, it's not really firm, so it's not a clear delineation between the two. But after a while, maybe after about 7 hours, you see the shore of a lake. What do you do?
Excellent. Who's a good swimmer?
I
I
think
just shake
we're
my
all
head.
decent swimmers.
Not in that armor.
It's true.
How
One of us is gonna have to get naked and go over there. So
how
You know-
large is this lake?
Quite large. You can just barely see the other side.
and we
Make
can't
a-
just walk around.
Everybody make a perception test. You could walk around the lake, but walking around the lake would take days. It's very large.
How far out did you say the island was?
I didn't. But,
How far out
Langus,
is it?
you can see out in the middle of the lake and slightly closer to the south shore than to the north shore, there is a small spar jutting up out of the water. You can just barely see it. It looks like a sharp spire of rock almost. That's all you can make out from the current distance. It's some miles away across the water.
So it looks like it might be easier to get to from the south side.
Yeah, if you were going to straight up swim there, you would definitely want to be coming from the south shore in order to save your breath. Though even that would take a Herculean feat of swimming.
So it looks to be miles into the lake.
Yes. Probably 4 miles from the north shore, 2 miles from the south shore, that sort of thing.
Well, let's walk south and see if there's an easier way to cross.
How
Excellent.
long does it look like it would take to get to that spire jutting out? Is that like a day's journey or like a couple hours journey?
If you were just walking, it would probably take you 3-4 hours of walking.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Wait, I'm talking about the spire jutting out in the middle of the lake. This This is the island I'm telling you about.
Oh, okay. My mistake. I thought you said there was something jutting out into the lake, as in like
No.
a peninsula.
Though now that you mention it, you do see, because you got a 21, which is quite a good perception test, and Frecky probably sees this as well. Along the border of the lake, there are a few isolated huts. You see smoke rising from one or two of them. You can also see a spot along the lake where the grasses and stuff of the plain have all been cleared away. It's all browned. You see one or two ruins sort of collapsed and rotted away. It looks like there may have at one time been a village.
I point to one of the existing villages and I say, perhaps those people have a boat we may borrow or rent. Why
We'll
don't
steal
we
their
head into
boat?
the village? Rent or borrow. There shall be no theft here.
Or
Yes, that is much preferable than swimming.
Okay. Yeah. I start just immediately walking in the direction that he pointed, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yep.
Right on. You walk into the gloaming of the evening. You're heading to the closest hut, you said, or are you trying to strike for the village that looks more distant? The ruined village, let me make clear. Are you heading for a hut that looks populated
You're heading
or a
to
ruined
an
village?
active hut.
Okay, there's a hut.
Yeah.
It's probably a few hours walk from you, 2.5, something like that. So you head into the evening walking towards this hut.
As we walk there, I say, we're not getting a boat just because you guys think I'm afraid of water, right?
No, we're getting a boat because I don't want to swim 2 miles.
Okay.
I've
So
known many a
not.
cat who is tepid around water.
Well,
So
they're
you-
not like me.
You're saying that you would have just swam it then? Because, I mean, that would have saved us a couple hours if you would have just, swam it and we didn't have to walk to...
Well, we all have to swim together, and Donald doesn't want to swim, so, I mean...
Yeah, this is clearly Donald. I mean, Donald is afraid of water, I think. It's
I think he
fine,
is.
it's fine. You know what? I think getting the boat is a good plan for all of us, since some of us are clearly uncomfortable swimming.
I look at Donald.
So. I just sort of go in on the joke with Frecky just to just for fun.
Yeah. So by the time you all finish your conversation, you're closing in on this warm, small hut right on the border of the lake. And as you had anticipated, there is a small dock leading out into the lake, and tied up next to the dock is a small dinghy. There are even 2 wooden oars resting in the dinghy.
That dinghy.
Does it look like it can fit 4 people?
Yes, it looks like it can comfortably probably fit 12.
I look around for the owner of this vessel.
There is
I walk
light
up
coming
to the
from the
dinghy.
inside of the house. You walk up to the dinghy.
Mm-hmm.
I approach the
It
house.
rocks. You approach the house. You hear the sound of a man singing gently to himself from the inside.
I rap slightly on a door or a wall, and I say, "Excuse me, sir."
Oh, hold on. You hear a clatter of dishes, and the door swings open outwards, and there's a warm interior, painted an off-white yellow inside of the hut. The hut is built out of wood. It's quite homey looking. There's a man standing there. His skin is a leathery brown. He looks quite weathered. He's probably 50 years old. He looks fairly fit, though. He's wearing simple clothes that are probably linen, I would say, probably linen. He smiles at you and says, hello, a local guard. Yes. Is there a
No,
problem,
no.
officer? Are you looking for
Correct.
something?
I am not a guard.
I talk over. Correct. We are in need of your dinghy so that we can investigate
Yeah.
the island in the middle.
We would be
Oh,
happy to compensate you for your time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, officers. Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to comply with the law. If you need
We
to
are not
commandeer
officers
the
of
dinghy.
the law.
Oh, you're not.
We are not.
But he said that you are. So he is, but you're not. I
No.
understand. See, you look
He is
more
lying to
official.
No, you're mistaken. Now that
He is
now
lying
that
to you
Lamus has gone
directly,
this
and I
far,
will have
you
a word with
misheard
him
me.
about
I
it
said-
later. I cast
simply
I walk
Sorry,
up
sorry,
and
making
I
my
try
point
to get in
through.
between both of them. I just try to pull them apart. I'm like, hey, can we use your dinghy? I mean, can we borrow this? That guy, and I point to Lengus. He's willing to compensate you for the time we use it. We just need to go. We just want to go fishing. We came here and we just need to go fishing to relax and enjoy our time. And
Well, now,
sir, if we could use it, that would be great. Just
Listen,
ignore these two.
I understand that you need the use of my dinghy, and some of you are willing to lie about who you are to make use of it. And he sort of glances down at the weaponry that you're all carrying, and I can see you're on a very important mission. Yeah, there's only one problem, which is that I do rely on that dinghy for my survival. He points back into his house, and there's fishing tackle all along the wall and a couple of fish strung up, smoking over a fire. He says, "See, I'm a fisherman by trade. Name's Edmer Wheat," and he sticks out his hand.
And
I
I
rummage
can
in
you?
the pack and produce a day's worth of rations for him.
Oh, no, I'm all right for right now. Just if you need to take my dinghy, I guess I need some sort of assurance you're going to bring it back. Collateral.
I just sort of like look around. I'm like, I mean, where are we gonna take it, sir? Like, it's a big dinghy. I don't know where we're not gonna walk off with it. And
Well,
It may sink. He has
there's a
right to
boat.
be afraid.
sir, hey, Langus, I know I just met you, man. But you're really not helping right now. Can we just let me have a
believe me.
conversation? Let me have a conversate with the man right here. I would like, you really. Can I just talk to the man real quick?
Take
real
my
quick.
backpack as collateral.
He says, backpack is great, but I feel like maybe you're going to need some of the stuff in it. If you're going on an
misunderstand.
adventure.
There is.
Listen,
quite
I know
a lot
it's-
in here. I will
know
not
it's-
need that is of
I
value
know-
to you.
I know it's expensive, but if you guys could just provide 8 gold, then I'd be able to give you the dinghy, and when you come back, I'll give you 7 gold back.
What are you gonna do with one
You make
gold? You live in the middle of
gold a
nowhere.
day As a fisherman,
No, but if I need to buy or build a new dinghy, then it's probably going to cost me that much.
no,
You know
no.
what?
8 gold as collateral makes sense, but 1 gold to borrow a dinghy for a few hours seems fairly ridiculous.
You know what, Langus? I mean, you're the one who. I mean, you. That's all him. I'm gonna go wait by the dinghy, and you guys work this out.
Can you see the dinghy from there?
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
I've been in the background this whole time, kind of like pushing it outwards.
Yeah. Are you holding on to it carefully?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. So, Langus, make a persuade check.
It's all right and good to help out people as they need it, but people like him trying to price gouge us for
One
renting
whole
a dinghy?
gold. Holy shit.
I
man.
was trying to just persuade him to give it to us. And you had to go in and interrupt
if you
it, man.
simply let me do the talking, we would be out of here by now.
Yeah, he hems and haws, and finally you guys agree on a price of 5 silver pieces to rent the dinghy.
Isn't being a cheapskate like unholy?
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's my job to show him that.
I'm assuming that this conversation is taking place out on the lake.
I'm
as
already
well,
getting in
so-
the dinghy as Frecky's like pushing it a little further out. I'm already like climbing in it and just
Yeah.
sitting
I give
there
him-
like looking at the hut.
Yeah.
I give him 8 gold as collateral.
All right. Are you all leaving now, or are you going to wait until the morning?
I'm already
time
in the.
is it?
I'm
Oh,
already
that's a good point. It is the evening.
Well, I can see.
Would
at
you be
night.
so kind to let us stay overnight?
We can try.
Oh, yes, please. If you need warmth and shelter for this evening, please do. You can sleep on my floor. I'm afraid I don't have any additional bedding, but it'll keep you warm. I have some smoked fish I'd be happy to share with you.
This seems like a nice enough man, and I'm hankering for some fish. I'm sure you are as well, Frecky. I call out to Frecky.
Not
Some
all
fish here.
cats. I will not be
Okay.
stereotyped further. No,
How far are we? How far is the dinghy from the house? Like, can we hear them talking still?
You can hear low murmurs of their voices. It's probably 100 feet.
Okay.
Fresh fish in here.
Yes, I scamper in.
Donald,
Right.
can I speak to you outside?
I sort of keep sitting in the dinghy, and I pull out a day's worth of rations because I have way too many anyway, and I start eating as I'm like
Nice.
shaking my head, clearly annoyed by the dinghy talk.
Okay.
So
What is it, Langus?
You do not need to lie to that man. Lies are a slippery slope.
First of all, it wasn't a lie. Back from where I
Are
came
you an
from.
officer of the law?
Yes, in fact, I was an officer of the law.
You must have some proof of this.
Well, I show him my signet ring. Back where I come from, we nobles, we hold a lot of authority.
Yeah.
Not
Are
to
you an
mention,
officer
I
of the
never
law in this
said I
land?
was an officer of the law. I simply stated, yes, we need to use your dinghy.
Hmm.
I get out and walk up behind Langus, and I'm still eating, and I'm like, "You're the one that didn't want to pay a poor man 1 gold." And I just sort of laugh, and I walk around him and in between them and go into the hut.
I also kind of
Nice.
scoff while hearing that.
Your words of trickery are immoral and wrong. I have my eye on you, Donald.
Mhm.
Martha is watching.
Nice.
And I return to the hut.
Yeah. He settles down, and the 5 of you break bread together and share in his smoked fish, which are, if a little bit small, nevertheless quite delicious and flavorful. He heads into a back room, simply separated by a curtain, and goes to sleep as the fire burns down low. The night passes uneventfully.
As he goes to sleep, what do I use for this? Thaumaturgy?
Okay. That's the one that
I-
lets you make strange sounds or move things gently.
Yes, I make ominous whispers. You know, just go off in his bedroom.
Yeah. You hear the sound of him shivering in his bed.
I grin, very happy.
Nice.
How big is this hut? Is it just one, like,
It's one
Like-
room.
it's one, so I'm just like, kind of like one eye open, like trying to pretend like I'm asleep, just like, what is going on? Like, what?
Mhm.
I'm still trying to make sense of this cat-like demon human creature thing.
Yeah.
And most people I've met have been good people. And so I haven't really met someone who
It's so
fancies
great.
fancies a little darker greatness. So, which it piques my fancy because being around good people all the time is sometimes like Darius, you know Darius. Anyway, I'm curious is what I'm saying, but we already know that.
In the morning, I hand him 2 silver for the night's lodging.
Silver, I walk up and I look at Langus and I hand him a gold. One-upped.
Edmer looks from Darius to Donald, since each party member has now been handing him gold.
Yes,
Donald.
thank you very much for your hospitality. I nod.
He smiles expectantly, and then his smile drops just a little bit. He says, "Yes, yes, of course. Please, the dinghy, right out here."
Right.
He leads you out along the dock to where the dinghy is tied up. You guys tied the dinghy back up when you were done with it, right?
I pulled
did.
it. I pulled it I was the last one in, and I pulled it like probably like partially up, like halfway up shore.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Cool. It's there. The oars are still in it. He says, "Yes. Well, here you are. How long did you say you'd be out?"
Just to the island and back. It should not be long.
Oh, you're going to the island.
Do you know anything of it?
It's a strange place. That's all.
Tell us of it.
It's,
What is the spire on the island?
Oh, I've never been close enough to really have a good look. It's a strange place. I've heard stories that, well, you know the tales, that someone's gone there in the past and never returned. That sort of thing.
People fail
it's
to
ill
return
luck.
from many places.
Yes. Especially out in these wilds. The village down the shore, Indran, it was a booming and populous place 20 years ago, but since then it has collapsed and everyone has moved away.
I wave to Frecky as he's talking and just start like pushing the boat back into the water.
Do you
I
have
say-
any more tangible fears?
Well, no, personally, no, I don't.
That village, why did it collapse 20 years ago?
Oh, just not enough trade and not enough new births. Too many elderly. There was one winter that took nearly half the town. 8 to 10 people died that year. It was a sad time.
Town.
What's with the laugh?
I look at Darius, and from standing behind him, I start making like purple flames come out from my hands, and I just make them like dance behind this guy's head.
All right, so enjoy. And you said to the island, well, you'll probably be back tomorrow. So, yes, I'll give you your gold back when you return. And he turns and runs back into his hut.
I'm in the boat already.
Right.
The dinghy.
I run to the dinghy. Can we get a dinghy
join them
counter?
in the boat.
I'm on a boat.
All right. Who's going to row?
Langus will volunteer.
All right.
He actually just kind of assumes he's going to row. And sits down in the middle next to the oars, unstraps his shield, places it at his feet, puts the feet on the shield, takes his short sword off, sets it down, sets down the backpack.
I had to get Captain Morgan posture at the front of the boat.
Nice.
I like lean back, put my hands behind my head, and just sort of kick my feet out and just relax as
You
we.
trailing one hand into the water.
Yeah, just sort of relaxing and taking in the sound of the water and just relaxing to all of that.
Yeah.
I like
doing
that.
nothing.
I'll copy and follow suit there.
The water is ice cold now. It's late enough into the fall that the water is very, very chilly when you dip your hand into it. But the sun in the morning is warm, and there's a gentle mist rising off of the lake as you stroke your way across the water, Langus. You quickly find a comfortable rhythm, and the boat begins to move smoothly across the surface of the lake. Would each of you make a perception check?
Yay!
Is that all four of you? Oh, no.
No, it's mine and then
Yeah.
everyone after.
Cool. Nice. So Darius, interestingly enough, the one who is perhaps the most relaxed, Darius, you do see, as the mists start clearing, you see that there are shapes in the mist that look like they are formed out of mist, dancing on the surface of the water. And as the mists retreat away from your boat, they sink into the water, but they do so later than the rest of the mist retreats. It's a strange look. If you weren't keeping your eyes exceptionally well peeled, you would think it's merely a trick of the mist itself, but you're starting to feel like there are actually creatures dancing out here on the surface of the lake.
As my hand's trailing in the water, I look over and I see these creatures or these figures, and I immediately pop up and I'm like, oh no,
Yes.
no, guys. Can snakes swim? Can they swim? Are we like, can they? Anybody know? Anybody here?
Yeah, snakes definitely can swim. Do you see any snakes? I start looking overboard.
When the other night in the woods and flying, I think I saw something over in the mist. Might want to be careful. I would take your hands, I would keep your arms and your feet in the dinghy. Just keep it in the dinghy for now. And I immediately take my bow out. Like, I'm just super paranoid now. Some hairs on the back of my neck standing up.
Are all 4 of you looking out across the lake now?
Yeah, I mean, there are snakes, so I pull out my daggers, ready to stab any snakes that climb into the ship.
Yeah.
I cast mage armor.
Nice. The 3 of you who are looking out, I don't know, Langus, are you looking as well, or are you focusing on rowing towards the lake or towards the spot?
I figure if danger is approaching me, they're gonna say something a little more solid than. Does
Maybe
anyone
there's
else
snakes.
think snakes can
Yes.
swim? Yeah.
Okay,
So
fair
I
enough.
keep
You
rowing.
focus on keeping the pace. Would the 3 of you give me wisdom saving throws? Okay. Darius and Frecky, the 2 of you look out over the lake and you see shadowy mist-like figures rise out of the surface of the lake and beckon their hands out towards you. As you look, you can see that the wind blows the mist back onto them, and it presses against them, and their faces are skulls and broken jaws and skeletal forms as they stretch their claw-like hands out towards you. Donald, you see a beautiful verdant island with trees filled with plump fruits, and in the shallows on the shore of the island, you see beautiful maidens washing their hair in the water. One of them looks up at you and she laughs, her musical laughter ringing like chimes in your ears. She waves to you. What do you do?
This island is awesome. I'll race you guys there. Let's see. The water was really cold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On second thought, row faster. It's off to the side, right?
I
you,
look
you
like
point off to the side.
I look like
I
I've
think
seen
that
a ghost.
island deserves a detour. Row that way, if you would, Lingus.
To the main island. We do not have time for detours. What do I hear these things? Do I see these things? Am I oblivious to it all?
Are you looking as Donald points?
I glance towards the main island just to make sure I'm headed in the right direction.
All right. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
So to me, it looks like Donald is fancying these skulls.
Yeah. Langus,
God.
there's an island very nearby. You become a little bit aware of the burning sensation in your back and your arms. You've been breathing pretty hard. You've been rowing for about an hour now. And there's this island very nearby. It's risen out of the water. The mists have cleared around it. There are heavy fruit trees bearing plump fruits. You can see beautiful grassy meadows. The sun is shining warmly down upon it. And there are 4 or 5 beautiful looking maidens who are washing their golden hair in the water at the edge of the
As
lake.
you can see,
Probably
it's no detour
use-
at all. It's right there.
One of them waves to you and she calls across the water.
That was
They
not
could
English.
they probably haven't had a good priest around in some time. I'm sure they could use some.
And what would you guys see
Darius
that,
and-
right? You guys see like what are you guys
Darius and
talking
Frecky,
about?
what do you do in this moment?
I'm like looking at them and like just shocked. Like, what are you talking about? These are horrific creatures. What?
Now,
Are your
just because
standards
they
for
live in the
women that
wild
high?
does not make them monsters. These young ladies could use our help.
They have skulls. That's it. That makes
We
them
have
don't-
skulls too.
No, but they're not showing. That's the difference. Frecky, you see this, right? What do you like? You see this, right?
I never would have thought that this is what Lingus was into. I'm very surprised.
Now, I am not lusting after these women like some folks in this boat. I am simply hoping to spread the good word of Martha to them.
And how are you going to spread it, huh?
Can I
With
use
the dinghy? Are
my...
you going to spread it? Is this? I think that we should just keep our mind on the objective.
Then
And-
why don't you row? I have been hauling our ass all the way out here.
And I like before he even finishes, I'm like already trying to pick him up, even though he's probably way bigger than me, and like push him off the rows because I don't trust him.
Darius
let
and
her
Frecky.
I let her
The
take
two
the
of
rows.
you- Yeah, you take the oars. You're looking out across the side of the boat, seeing these skeletal mist-like figures, and they start waving their arms and crooking their fingers. Let's see.
Can I
Nope.
use thaumaturgy to make my flames resemble one of the skulls?
Yes.
I want to do this and then make one that kind of resembles Lingus and make them like dance with each other.
Nice. Very cool. It's a strange and macabre dance across the surface of the water. But I need Lingus and Donald to give me wisdom saving throws. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Lingus and Donald, both of you hear a single command echo in your heads. The word approach. Both of you are powerless to resist.
A 21 is a powerless to resist?
Oh no, you got a 21. Sorry, I thought your 7 was that. Lingus, you hear the word approach echo in your head, but you resist. Donald, on the other hand, begins walking the length of the dinghy in the direction of this purported island. Lingus, as soon as you hear this word echo in your head, the island vanishes, and you see these mist-like wraiths on the surface of the water stretching out their hands in your direction. What do you do?
Mother bless us! I'm going to cast a spell, but I need a moment to figure out what spell I'm casting.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, what's the matter? What? I thought these were creatures who needed a priest's word. And I thought you were going to spread the love of Martha.
Damn it, I swear.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm just rowing.
I shall spread Martha's love to these heathens, and they will burn in hell.
That doesn't sound very holy, man. I'm just saying, like, what did we do here?
I reached out for Donald, and I said, like, where is that robe going?
All right. Would each of you roll initiative? Let's see. Yeah, here we are. You are all here, right next to each other.
Wouldn't you come with me, Frecky?
I am casting protection from evil on Donald, who is still entranced by these creatures, visibly, right?
Yes. Let's see.
That takes a spell slot.
Ooh.
So hold on, we're going to do this in initiative order. So each of you select your tokens and then roll for initiative.
Oh my god.
Darn, if only I got a higher initiative. I could leave all you guys behind.
All right. As you're looking, the forms out on the water do resolve into a trio of creatures. All right, let's see. So, initiative. Yes. And then.
Does Burning Hands work on wooden boats?
Yes, it does. It is effective on wooden boats, yes.
Can I cast it over the boat?
You would probably want to lean out over the edge of the boat so that the fire doesn't get on the wood of the boat. Though the boat is fairly wet right now, it might not catch, but Burning Hands does explicitly state that it catches things on fire. All right, the Spectre does get to go first. Yes, it is beckoning to Donald Bartholomew. It flies close here to Frecky.
Goodness.
Let's see.
I'm actually at the front of the... Oh, we were rowing. That's right.
Yes. I'm going to roll a 1d6. This turn, on a 6+, clouds cover the sun. Nope. So the Spectre flies over close to Frecky. You have mage armor on, of course, so your armor class is 13 plus your dexterity bonus. What's your dexterity bonus, Frecky?
2.
Nice, so you have an AC of 15. And it reaches out at you with a single long clawed, mist-laden hand. Let's see. Yes. It's stretching to scratch through your armor, but unfortunately, the wind and the sun are stripping away parts of it as it reaches towards you, and it fails to actually touch you. You're next, Frecky. What do you do?
Well, I cock my head at it, and then I start summoning up some kind of purple mist in my hand, and I go to try to cast Eldritch Blast on it.
All right. Now, you're in melee engagement with it, which means that your Eldritch Blast will be at a disadvantage. You can still cast it, though.
What's the disadvantage?
It just means you take the worst of the two rolls. So you'd roll 2d20 and then you'd take the worst. Do you have inspiration? No, it was Langus and Donald, right?
Yeah, not me.
You can use
No, it was
inspiration to
me.
cancel that out.
And Darius.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
If I use True Strike the next turn, I would not have disadvantage.
Correct. Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna hit even with...
Even with disadvantage.
Yeah, but I didn't add the extra, my invocation to it. So maybe I'll just roll first to see if I hit.
Sure. Okay. Right, so you need to make a ranged spell attack and instead of using the saving throw.
Yeah.
So just click the roll button in the lower left. Oh no, click the disadvantage button in the lower left. And then, dingy boys. And then you need to add your proficiency bonus of 2 plus your charisma bonus.
Where in the lower left?
Do you see the 4 buttons or 5 buttons, advantage, disadvantage, roll, stat, and initiative?
On the character sheet?
No, in the Roll20 window, just in the very far
No.
lower left. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. Go to the upper right-hand corner to My Settings, the little gear,
Yeah.
and then check Show Macro Quick Bar.
Okay, I see disadvantage.
Great. So click that and then add 2 plus your charisma bonus.
Let me make sure if it's 4 or 5. One sec. I have a really small monitor, so I can only have like one thing up at once.
I'm checking real quick too. Looks like your charisma bonus is 4, so you're adding a total of 6.
To the 2?
Sorry,
Or
it's 2
just-
plus 4 is total of 6. Okay, so your Eldritch Blast flies wide, searing a scintillating burst across the sky. Langus, your turn. You're right there next to that specter that's come up to the edge of the boat. What do you do?
I cast Protection from Evil on Donald.
Right, so let me see what that does. Protection from
Evil and Good.
C, D, E, F,
Page
G,
270.
Great. Protection from evil and good. You're protected against certain type of creatures. Creatures of those types have disadvantage. Target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. If it is charmed, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. Awesome. Donald, would you make a wisdom saving throw with advantage? You can just click the wisdom button on your character sheet and then take the better of the 2 results.
Yep.
13's good enough. Yeah, a 13 beats it. So you snap out of your intent to walk out into the water.
Oh.
And that's what happens. Darius, your turn.
Yay. Well, I have a bow and no abilities really beyond that. So I'm going to take aim at the one not next to the boat so that way
Okay.
I can, if I land, it can assassinate hopefully.
Yeah, let me put numbers on them. So there's a 1 and a 2. So tell me which one.
The one. I
Cool.
take aim at the one because I probably have a clear shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you have advantage. You totally nail it. 4 piercing damage. It's not a sneak attack. Okay,
but it is an assassinate, right? Because it hasn't taken a turn yet.
correct. So that gives you advantage, even though the 21 was the better of the 2 rolls. But that's
Oh,
still
okay.
nice. So let's see. That's not a magic weapon, is it?
No, it's a bow.
All right, so you see it does take a little bit of damage. Your arrow goes straight through it, and then a little bit of mist starts evaporating out of where the arrow passed through it.
Okay.
Donald, your turn.
All right. I was ready for some snakes, but now it's a specter. I'm going to go ahead and stab at it twice with my my short swords.
Are you just stepping up over here?
Wait, so it's a sneak attack? People are saying it is a sneak attack.
It's not a sneak attack. I'm pretty
Advantage
sure.
gives sneak attack?
Oh, hey, let's double check that. If you have advantage, you might do it may be that you do gain advantage, yes. Or
And
a
assassinate
sneak attack.
gives crit?
yeah, so hang on, let me double check all of these
Okay.
things. Sneak attack.
Good combo.
If you have advantage on the attack roll, yes. Yes. So you do get sneak attack. So go ahead and
Plus it was a crit, right? So I got 2 more damage on top of that?
yeah, so hang on, let me just double
Isn't
check
a
this.
crit only a natural 20?
Oh, is
no.
it a natural 20?
So because of assassinate,
Oh, yeah, it makes it a crit.
let's
Really?
double check this. Any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. These creatures were not surprised. You just
Okay.
acted first. So you do
okay.
gain your sneak attack, which is 2d6. So add that. Oh, that's actually there.
Yeah, 12.
You add
Looks
12.
like.
Wow.
That's fantastic. So that was a total of 16. So hang on. Yeah, that's now that's dropping it a lot more, in fact. Yeah, you deal a hefty blow. You see mist go spewing out of this creature as your arrow goes rocketing through it. Donald Bartholomew, it's your turn. You said you were going to step up and then slash at it twice, once with each short sword, right?
That's right. I take
Okay.
it even with this positioning, that is not flanking.
No. But there's no flanking in 5th edition anyway.
Oh, I meant for the purpose of sneak attack. Does that work if you're...
For sneak
Flanking.
attack, right, you're a rogue as well. You only need an ally within 5 feet of the creature. That's
Oh,
it.
good.
So
And
you
that
do
is
get sneak
fulfilled.
attack on the spectre,
So-
yep.
I prefer to call it critical strike or some kind of, knowing the weakness and aiming well.
Sure. Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
very sneaky.
That's true.
All right.
15 is a hit. You deal 6 piercing damage plus 2d6 sneak attack damage.
Okay, I'll add that eventually.
I'm sure the creature is like entranced by me, so it is sneaky for them.
And I'm also swinging with the second short sword as well. Do we just
Great.
take the second result of the roll there?
Nope. You make another roll.
Okay.
The way those 2 results work is the first result is what you use if you're just making a normal attack. If you have advantage, you use the better of the 2. If you have disadvantage, you use the worse of the 2.
I see. Okay.
So a 17 is a hit. That's another 5 damage. Once again, you can tell you're not really doing the full amount of damage to these creatures, but you're doing a little bit. It's definitely helping. Now, I'm pretty sure you only get sneak attack damage once per turn.
Okay.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra damage. So yes, you only dealt sneak attack on that first one.
Okay.
So that's fine. Great. It's the Mist Wraith's turns. Okay. They come hovering over. Let's see.
Do you get your stat adjustment on dual wielding attacks for the second attack
No,
to damage?
you don't. This one's going to move over here. Yeah. So actually, right. So that offhand short sword attack, Donald, I need you to make a second attack entry. That's short sword offhand. That's
Got it.
only the damage dice and not the bonus from your dexterity. So let's
Okay.
see. It actually does gain a little bit of health back. Okay. Whoops. That's the wrong one. But it's only a little bit. All right. So Mist Wraith number 1. Or rather, Mist Wraith number 2 attacks Donald. So let's see here. Oh, yes. And with still the same turns. So total modifier of 4. Wow, that's a hit, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay, great.
Ugh, not great.
Is that against
Armor
Donald?
class? Yeah, it's against Donald. Yeah. Damn it. And it already has disadvantage, unfortunately.
Okay.
It hits you, dealing 13 necrotic damage, Donald. You can feel its clasp entering into your breast and just draining out of your heart. Your strength score is reduced by 4. So mark that down.
By 4, okay.
The second Mist Wraith attacks Darius.
I impose my shield in front of Darius to protect him.
All right. The creature has disadvantage, which it had anyway. But thanks to your interposing shield, it misses Darius. Its hand comes grasping through your shield, and you can see it from the other side, flailing about. It misses entirely. We're around to the Spectre. Now, on a 5 or 6, shadows cross the sun. Uh-oh. Looks like Roll20 is moving a little bit slowly for me right now.
Yeah, me too.
There we go. It's a 2, so it's still full sunlight. All right. The Spectre reaches out and strikes once again at Frecky.
No shield for Frecky?
He can only do it once per turn. But it's still in sunlight, so it has disadvantage. It misses you, Frecky. You can see the beams of sunlight stripping away its claws as it reaches towards you. It's your turn to retaliate. What do you do?
So, since my Eldritch Blast missed, I want to conjure even more like purple flames and smoke in my hands, and I'd like to cast Hellish Rebuke on it.
Nice. Now, I'm pretty sure Hellish Rebuke is a reaction to being hit, so I don't think you can cast it. Let me double check. C, D, E, F, G, H.
I don't remember what Agathis is, but
I think Hellish Rebuke also
I think it doesn't have cold. No, wait.
Hellish Rebuke is a reaction which you take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. There you go.
So, don't really care much to charm this creature. So I want to cast True Sight.
True Strike would alleviate the
True
problem of your having challenges hitting it in melee. Or you could... Oh, no, you couldn't. Sorry.
I think I'm... Okay, so I still get more purple smoke and flames growing. But now it's from me being frustrated, and I'll try and cast Eldritch Blast again.
All right. It's that +6. 14. Ooh, that's a hit. You nail it. Yeah, you shoot out that bolt of Eldritch Lightning. How much damage does it do?
So I do 1d10 plus 4 plus 1d6. So... And I
don't think you get the +4, actually. Let me double check. But it's definitely at least 1d10 plus 1d6. So go ahead and roll that, and I'll look it up.
Just separately?
Roll it all together. Just /roll 1d10 plus 1d6. Or you can just roll a d6 now. Yep, sure. So you deal 9 damage. Okay, and that's force damage. Okay, look at that. You deal full damage to this creature with that. So
why don't I get my charisma bonus?
Most spells don't gain the stat bonus to their damage. That's just the way spells are.
I think it was an invocation that I got, or it was something else that I took.
Let me double check.
Oh,
You're
it's the very
plus
first.
1d6.
I don't remember which it was.
I'll look at it. So hang on. That's the wizard. Here we are. Agonizing Blast. Did you take Agonizing Blast?
I did.
Where do you get the plus 1d6 damage from?
Maybe I don't have plus 1d6.
Yeah, I think it might just be...
No, I don't. It's just 4 plus 1d10.
It's just plus 4.
Yeah, I forgot.
So
I didn't get
instead of doing 9 damage, you actually did 12 damage, which is even better.
Right.
So, Spectre, reducing by 3 more damage. Yeah, you blast this thing in the chest with your Eldritch Blast, and you can just see a gaping hole in the mist that makes it up, and you hear this otherworldly shriek that you're not hearing with your ears, you're hearing with your mind. Langus, your turn.
I chant a word of prayer to Martha as a fire-like radiance descends from the sky upon this guy.
Okay.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
No sweat.
Where's my spell?
That's not so good. You probably succeed.
8 radiant damage.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, you kill it. It evaporates with a shriek. Fantastic. Darius,
Excellent
your turn.
fireworks there, I comment.
Okay,
You've
so
got
I
this
still have
mist
one.
wraith next to you, yeah.
Yeah, I have one right next to me. I take out my rapier and stab it. My
Nice.
sword.
Okay.
Ooh.
Look at that, 24, not bad.
And
6
I have
piercing,
sneak attack, right?
and you do get sneak attack, so that's a total of 13 damage. So
And that's
that's
the guy that already has 16, I believe.
yep. So it's quite hurt. It's very wounded now. You can see that it is struggling to retain the mists that keep it in shape. Donald Bartholomew, there's one right next to you, and you are also quite hurt, aren't you?
Right, that thing is currently attacking Frecky, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Actually,
take this chance.
the thing next to you, no, the thing next to you is attacking you.
Oh, it wasn't the Spectre that was attacking me?
No, it's the Mist Wraith is attacking you. The Spectre attacked Frecky.
Oh, okay. Bummer. So if
Bummer.
I try to drink a potion right now, it'll get a freebie attack, or?
Nope. You can drink a potion with your action and be fine.
Excellent. I'll take one of those potions.
I'm pretty sure that's 2d4. I think maybe plus 2. Let me double check. Potion of healing. Yep, 2d4 plus 2.
Great.
Does it take an action to toss a potion at someone else?
Yes. All right, Donald, you gain 7 hit points back. Mist Wraith number 1, or rather, Mist Wraith number 2 attacks you, Donald, with disadvantage. Oh man, you are not getting the best of these results here. So that's a lot of damage. 14 damage, Donald, and your strength drops by another 1. So you're down to 0 hit points, I believe.
Oh, the pain. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Mist Wraith number 1 attacks Darius.
I interpose my shield.
It already has disadvantage. So it does miss. All right, Spectre is dead. Gone. All right, Frecky, your turn. You're still engaged in melee combat since this Mist Wraith is next to you. So you're still at a disadvantage if you use Eldritch Blast. But you could use Burning Hands. Might set the boat on fire.
Oh God, please don't.
So what's wrong with Hellish Flames?
Hellish Rebuke requires them to hit you.
No, I just mean like flames in general.
Yes.
It seems warming. So did one of the enemies die? One of the specters?
Yep, this Spectre is dead. I'm just going to remove it.
And
You killed it.
I killed it last turn, and so it just took a while to die.
Or maybe it was Donald who actually dealt the death blow. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Langus, not Donald.
I just didn't know the shield did damage. Or oh, I see his Martha thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Martha
as it withered
thing.
away, I was like kind of poking it with one of my claws where the hole was. So I can use Burning Hands on both of them if I lean over the boat? No.
No, you won't be able to hit both of them with Burning Hands. You could hit the one right next to you with Burning Hands without hitting any of your allies, but you would hit the boat, and maybe you'd set it on fire.
I can't because so the wraith is on, like in the boat.
Yes, hovering just above the boat.
Can I get down under it and cast it upwards?
You know what? Yes, you can. You can
Alright.
dive to the floor and cast Burning Hands up through the wraith.
I'm diving down anyways because Donald and his majestic cloak are on the ground.
Mm-hmm. True.
And then I will do just that.
Awesome. Roll it up. Nice. 14 dexterity saving throw and 16 damage, so that's plus 2. Oh, well, it saves, so it only takes 8 fire damage,
Only.
to which it is resistant.
Oof.
Oh, they're resistant to
So.
fire? Oh, goodness gracious.
All right, so it takes a smaller amount of fire damage, but, you know, it takes some. All right, Lingus, your turn.
Okay. I will bring a radiance of fire down upon the guy above me.
Okay,
On there.
great.
I should not keep closing my spell list.
This dex saving throw. Okay, so
That is indeed a pass.
right. Yep, it takes no damage, unfortunately.
I will then move
Okay.
here.
All right. It stretches out a hand, clawing at your back as you move away. It does have disadvantage, though. So that's a miss. Darius,
Yes.
your turn. There's this misty wraith next to you that's oozing mist from all of its pores. What do you do?
Stabby, stabby.
All right. Nice. A 14 is a hit, and you deal 4 piercing damage.
With sneak attack, right?
No sneak attack, since there's nobody else within 5 feet of it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Lingus.
But it's enough. The
Yes!
creature evaporates into mist, flowing out over the water and dying.
As it dissipates, Darius just sort of looks down at it and spits at the water and then turns around with his bow aimed.
Nice. All right, Donald, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
So, look at that. That's a fail. 1 failure.
Plenty of time.
All right. Is it Mistwraith number 2's turn? Yeah, damn. All 3 of you have an 18. That's amazing. Okay, Mistwraith number 2 attacks Langus.
Shield.
Attacking you. Oh, wait.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, no. Langus.
You.
I can't shield myself.
No, but fortunately, it is in the sun and it misses you entirely. So now on a 4+, a cloud goes across the sun. Nope, still bright sun. Frecky, your turn.
Am I far away enough that I can cast Eldritch Blast without a disadvantage?
You would need to step back 5 feet.
Can I do that and still cast?
Yes, but
Alright.
you'll probably take an attack of opportunity as you move away.
I'm just gonna do Eldritch Blast and hope for the best from where I am.
Okay. Your best was not good enough in this case, unfortunately. Your Eldritch Blast flies straight wide, firing high into the sky. Langus, your turn.
I will cast Cure Wounds on Donald. That will bring him to actual positive HP and fighting situation, right?
Yes, he'll start from 0 and gain the amount that you roll.
Okay, now there's some modifiers to this, and I'm not exactly sure how. I think that's how I do the.
Let
I
me
haven't figured
just
out how to add the
look here.
bonus on here.
What's the
I think
bonus?
it's +3 bonus for my.
Healer feat?
Yeah, that didn't do anything.
Yeah, you probably don't
Ah.
have it clicked. Yeah.
There we go. Should be
Try again?
D8 plus Wiz +1, I think. I think this should work.
Okay. Look at that. 6 hit points back to Donald. So,
Excellent.
Donald, you come back conscious. Darius, your turn. You can fire shots at this thing unimpeded.
I'm sorry, that should actually be another 2 on top of that. There's a bonus of 3 and it on top of my wisdom modifier.
Got it. So it's an 8.
It should be an
Plus
8. I'm
6.
sorry.
Sure. Darius?
Okay, I whisper. Wait, who's that right next to me? Is that
Langus.
Okay, I whisper to Langus, duck, and then I pull back. I draw back an arrow and immediately fire it.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
No, this one flies wide, unfortunately.
And at least he ducked.
Yes.
At least you ducked.
If he hadn't, it would have gone like he ducks, and you see the arrow come whiffing straight through where his head was. Donald, your turn. You're gonna strike out at this.
Yeah,
Wraith
still from
next
my
to you.
collapsed position, I'm going to just stab at it with my sword still.
Nice.
Let's see.
First attack. Not bad, but the 7 is unfortunately a miss.
And there's the offhand.
Oh, nice. A 24 nails it for 4 damage. Not bad, a little bit.
Does
Not
this
a
guy
ton.
have damage
And
on him
I
yet?
get to add my critical strike to that.
Yep, absolutely. Plus another 9, so that's a 15 total. So, yes. Great.
I forgot. When I kill something, I have my fiend.
Oh yeah, you
thing.
gain your charisma modifier and temporary hit points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Go ahead and add that. All right, it's the Mist Wraith's turn, and it reaches out at Langus. Missing you entirely. Frecky, can you take care of this creature?
Well, Freki is very stubborn, and he won't just cast True Strike, True Sight. Why do I never... You know what? It's the same thing. I kept saying Fire Hands last night. I couldn't say Burning Hands.
Fire hands.
Fire Hands. So I'm not sure, but I'll try with this disadvantage.
Okay. Look at that. You nail it. You nail it. And how much damage do you do? It's 1d10 plus 3?
4.
Plus 4. Nice, 11. Which completely evaporates this Mist Wraith. It falls into
Yay.
death. All right, great. So those were each worth 100, so good. Gonna track some XP, and I think it's time for our last break of the evening. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we will return with the last 45 minutes or so of the West Marches, week 28.